Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for April 9th through 12th, 2021. Are you feeling the energy of this time as we have a stellium of planets in Aries moving into this new moon of Aries? Lining up of energies, everything pointing to our life force. Oh, wait, what's that? Do we even have it? What does that mean? Because we live and exist, we have the I am juicy creation life force right here inside of us. And this whole lower manifest reality has all been about for thousands of years, separating us from this energy so that they can use it to create drama and trauma. They don't have energy of their own. The controllers do not have. This is why they want to separate the human soul from the body so they can have the access to the life force. So that tells us that human consciousness in a body, human body, soul consciousness, that's the power. So with the Aries energy, it's I want to live. Wait, what am I doing? And where maybe that's the question. How many times have you asked that yourself that? What am I doing here? Wrong planet, wrong people. I love the earth, but what in the heck is going on here? And what am I doing here? That moment is when you know you're not this, which by default means you know that you are that, the I am, God consciousness. This is the evolution. It's all about becoming aware more and more and living and breathing, releasing all of the lower agendas and identity constructs. This is huge right now because Aries is about our ego, who we are, but also our I am. So what if you asked yourself, it's like, oh, what am I doing here? But then what am I being here? Not being like a specific action or role, right? Because that's also ego constructs. But are you living? Are you being? What am I being here, right? Because what am I doing here? It feels like, we've all been in this place, especially in this weird last year, of feeling trapped here, hopeless, helpless, understanding more and more you've got this beautiful spiritual gifts inside of you, but nowhere to put this energy, nobody around you to share it with, like you're ended up in the twilight zone. And, but when you have that realization that you're not this and you're not of this, that's the ticket out and the ticket back in to your soul essence and to really living. And this Aries energy is inviting us. It's almost like ding, 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 you guys, you didn't even know you're not even living. And if you don't start living, you're dead. You're a robot in the machine. It's happening right now, everywhere around us. And so we don't have a choice. But when we ask ourselves, wait, what am I being? It confirms and affirms you came here to be the spiritual light, and it feels good to be the spiritual light when you really have permission within yourself to fully express. This is the biggest problem for supernova souls. So you've been playing small, hiding out, turning it down, to fit in, get your needs met, make it through this experience. That's the pain. It's a deep esoteric depression that comes from not accessing. It's like you're laden with the heaviness of the fruit of who you are. This time that we're in right now is about claiming that life force, but also reaping the rewards of all we've gone through. It's not just to beat you up as a soul, it's like you are so strong. You have gone through so much. And isn't it time to start to access the benefit of that, of your soul growth? Because if you're really being what you came here to be, which is God consciousness, you'd be having a good time. You'd be on fire. about life and what you're doing and your creative pursuits and your co-creators and like, yes, let's do this. I know it's a far cry from where we've been. Like, I don't think I'll make it through another day, just breathe, focus, this old paradigm is dismantling. And that means for us, we have to step out of those old stories. And that's what this astrology is. I've never seen anything so alchemical and potent in this. I mean, in my years of studying astrology, is this weekend's astrology. It's so powerful. It's so clear. It's so, like you're absolutely at the end of the road of the old. And together we can break out of the matrix and break on through to the other side by every moment, every time. So what about this? Like every time you question reality or whoa, frustrated with the sheeple, frustrated with your life not going the way you are, like not having what you need to thrive and all that. And then go to this question, it's like, what is the point? What am I doing? What am I doing here? And then what am I being here? And stop. And be in that place of like, well, this is this deep mystery. If you are aware, this is where the power of your consciousness and everything you've gone through, because if you are aware that you are aware of what's happening, you're observing it, then this reality is a movie indeed, because you cannot be in the movie and observing the movie at the same time. And so when you go to that place of like, I can't handle this reality, that's your ticket out actually, because it's like, oh yeah, because it's not real. And you are real. Your spirit, your life force, your soul essence, and everything you've gone through. It's amazing, magical miracle that you're here right now in a body. As an advanced soul squeezed into this. You've already gone through spiritual ascension. You've already gone through numerous evolutionary experiences, and you have come to be a part of this project. Squeeze that big star self down into this very confining physical reality. But guess what? Are you feeling it? As much as the world is cray and everything's weird, the energies of control are lessening. We have more and more permission every day to lighten our load, to expand our energy, to come into who we really are. But the old movie is still playing, right? And as long as that old movie is still playing, we can continue to get stuck in it and put our energy there. And I think this is the main thing that maybe we don't realize. Supernova souls, you've been working on this for this past period of time. And this astrology is like so clearly a definitive marker on this edge of time, the end of the old and the start of the new, as far as, because Aries is this first sign of the zodiac. It's rebirth, it's fire, it's cardinal sign, it's let's go, ruled by Mars. Mars in Gemini just went over the North Node, super activated, but now in a square with Neptune, which is representing in Pisces those delusions of the past. And everything that's kept you from living. How perfect. Stellium in Aries and everything that's kept you from living. The ruler of Aries. So in Gemini, it's saying, oh, you took vows of silence. This is you hiding yourself to stay safe. But you didn't come for that. Maybe for a little while, right? But I know it feels like eons and eons, but you came to shine. And it's going to feel better. And let's go. So this break on through energy is like, drop the contracts, drop the constructs, drop everything you thought you were. Now this is part of the energy. It's like, it's so hard. We're in this time where all your plans and everything you thought you're going to do with your life is all like, you can't find, no direction. But that's again, Neptune is disorienting. It's like, and Mars wants to go so bad. And so together you're spinning your wheels. You're going nowhere fast. Down another wormhole into some scary ass shit, And, but it's showing us everywhere that keeps pulling us in. It's like I'm seeing like the loose ends of that fabric of reality that keeps tentacles, right? You thought you dealt with it, and it's like sneaking back out of the woodwork, suck you back in. And but it's showing us exactly what is keeping us from making that leap. Because more and more the energies are like, you guys, it's right here, right? And we're having this choice every single moment of every day. Are you going to be in the lower play, in the octopus, or are you going to be in the bee, in the I am, in the truth of who you are? It's so much more true. And this, what we talked about is you playing small and your gifts and the burden of that. That's who you are in your divine essence. The gifts that we carry with us are our soul spiritual gifts of what we've learned and grown, say talents and skills. We carry those with us. We don't carry the personality constructs through lifetimes. So therefore, what we carry with us is divine. It's purified. And there's so much of it. You've got so much inside of you. This is kind of the problem of supernova souls. You've got all these different gifts and skills, like a wide range of abilities. And you can't fit that into like a regular job, sometimes once in a while, right? But typically it's like you can use part of your skill set. And that's a big challenge and a beautiful picture too of the opportunity to how do you create your own work that can use all your whole skill set and really have that full expression, because like we said, that's all you want. That's been every problem. Underneath everything that's wrong in your life, this is the problem. You not fully living your truth, your expression, your gifts, your skills, your abundance. Now we're getting on the edge. We're having an Aries explosion, but we're moving in, April is when the sun moves into Taurus. And so with all that Taurus energy activation and the personal planets moving through Taurus, we're in a place of like reaping. It's time to reap the rewards of all you've been through. The seeds have been sown and let's harvest, right? And really owning your soul wealth and running with it, and finding your co-creators and getting on with it. And that's this Aries new moon energy. It's like, okay, you guys, let's step over, get out, get those last strings cut and step over. And we know that this 5D earth energy is established and we need to establish ourselves there, right? It's up to us in every moment to establish ourselves there, to choose that, to live that, to breathe that. The Aries energy has such a power of the self. It's that radiating energy. And that is so strong that nothing can come in, right? It's like, what if a lot of the supernova, we've been playing small to protect ourselves, to hide, to stay safe, right? But when you really turn on your light, nothing can come in because you're too busy. It's this nuclear fusion in your heart. This is what you came here to do. I know it might not make sense, but the words, you can't, there's no words to describe, but I see it. I see this light coming on in your heart. Everybody has their own pathway back to this. That light comes on in your heart, hooks up in your chakra system, resolves all those old strings and stories. And then you're being what you came here to be. And that's maybe like another way to go about it. Like when anything's going on that you find yourself pulled into the lower energies and, the emotional dramas and all that, and just be like, am I? Because it's like we've been talking so much about the I am. And I think that a lot of people can, grasp that energy, that concept that we are spiritual essence, life force before anything else. It's the only thing that's really true about us, the only thing that really lives on, right? So our life force essence is directly connected to those soul spiritual gifts that we're talking about. But the am I, instead of saying I am, right? It's like, am I? Like, am I living right now? Or am I playing small? Am I being present in this moment, claiming? How much do we go through our lives and get so busy and so distracted in these times, right? And miss the little magical things, right? And it's an interesting kind of way of going about it. But this Aries energy, it's a really great time to contemplate these things and set your course towards actually living, because we are being asked to make that choice, become a matrix robot in the AI agenda, or a living, breathing, free God consciousness, aware of itself, advanced soul human, celebrating the golden age that lies ahead, right? And it's almost like we've been waiting and waiting for this to come. And the message is like, you are the golden age. You are it. You lead the way. You're the cutting edge. You need to step over. It's a free will universe, and nobody's going to come and save you out of that muck, unfortunately. And yet, once you establish more and more in those new energies, you're going to feel so much better. And then when you feel so much better, you have that vitality going on. It's really important time with this Aries energy to take care of your physical body, drink plenty of water, make sure you rest, make sure you're feeding yourself life force foods, because Mars rules the physical body. And with Mars square Neptune, it could be revealing of things health-wise for people. That are, of course, all of our physical health is always related to our spiritual, emotional health, right? But it's all got to be revealed, like whatever is the stagnant energy that's keeping you in that loop of the past. So take care of your physical body. And when you have, working as a homeopath, watching the body go from when you give a homeopathic remedy, and if it works, if it triggers the body to heal in the way you have the right remedy, because you want to match the frequency of the symptoms in your body and find a substance in nature that matches that. It's like a message to your body. And when you work with homeopathy and you see this happen and you see the body receive the message and you feel the vital force, once that vital force is awakened again and moving, nothing can stop it. It's so powerful. And it's almost like this is exactly metaphorically what we're going through right now. We're at that place of like the vital force. This Aries energy is about the vital force, our life force energy umbrella overall. As more and more souls grab a hold and live in this truth, it's like our organism is getting stronger. So the homeopathy doesn't go in and kill the disease. That's Western medicine, like hammer on hammer, like suppression and war, right? Homeopathy goes in and says, hey, what's going on? What's the picture? Oh, there's a substance in nature that has this picture. Why don't we talk to the body? And then the body says, oh, this is how I'm going to overcome this. And I have a roadmap now, and my vital force has been triggered. Every single time a remedy works, a homeopathic remedy, it strengthens your vital force. So it's like humanity, our whole psychic reality is about to throw off the disease. That's really the deeper truth of this whole virus thing. We're overcoming all disease. That's the future of humanity. That's the getting out of the Piscean age. And because disease has all been introduced by the controllers. And now, so what happens when we overcome that, it's too much to get into right now, but it's a fascinating concept because you look at it, it's like, oh, there's this so-called scary virus out there, but like what happened to cold and flu, right? There's cures right there coming, available for deep autoimmune type things that are going on because this CV is autoimmune based. It's based on it's like a combination of the AIDS virus and the SARS virus, and so it's like the goal is to disorder your immune system, but basically it's setting us free from all disease. And that's a really good picture for this astrology, is the vital force getting to strength. It's like that wave coming, and that the awakening of the dragon of the vital force in our reality. And it's not going to battle, it's just strengthening the organism to a point where it just throws off. The body does it itself. It throws it off. Our body, our whole world is going towards health. This is our ever expanding universe. This vital force, it's up to us to nurture it and appreciate it and understand the power of our vital force in this world. But it does it, right? It's the divine timeline. God is in charge. And when that vital force gets rolling, it's just going to throw it off. And this is like, I'm seeing like a sea monster, right? It's like the waters are boiling with this fire energy, and there's a sea monster that's been hidden under the surface. And now it's like, you know, it can't stay hidden anymore. It can't stay festering under the surface. And the dis-ease has got to go. You know, dis-ease in the physical body is all about mental psychic distortion, right? It's all related. And so humanity, it's time to throw off the monster. And that's what this astrology is saying with that Mars square Neptune. And then with the facing the delusions of the past, and everywhere you've been getting trapped in the old story, everything is keeping you from moving forward. And this is disease, really disease. The diseases that we're working with in our field and suppressed diseases over generations all happened in the Piscean age. So kind of interesting. If we're going to get out of the Piscean age, we got to throw off all disease and feel the vital force in its balance and power, and that distortion can't stay there. So then Venus is in square to Pluto, and that's really, really intense energy. You know, these Mars square Neptune, Venus square Pluto. Mars is up against the delusions of the past and all the old stories and the disease and the physical body, right? And everything hidden. And then Venus is exalted in Aries. You know, this rebirth of the goddess with the sun going over the equinox point together. They're still close. Sun and Venus still close. Sun will be coming up to a square with Pluto, but Venus is now exact in a square with Pluto for this weekend, for this new moon. And Venus is coming up against the laws, the rules, the authority, the contracts. Huge. What have you agreed to that you don't even know that you've agreed to, that's happening in your subconscious, or while you're not a lot of what's been coming through for the supernova souls, like part of what's making your life so confusing right now is that you're operating on all these different levels of consciousness, but this 3D is all you get access to in this consciousness. This is the only car you can drive. But there's this feeling like, what happened when I was sleeping? Where am I going and what am I doing? I'm so busy on these other levels, but I can't access that information. It's so frustrating. And you feel so lost and so alone and so abandoned, right? That's Aries too. Aries is, you know, if you're going to have your life force, then you're going to be alone and left alone. If you're going to go your own way, then you can't have the support of the community. Deep wounds around abandonment. And Venus is feeling abandoned and coming up against the man, and she's trying to, but she's got her fire back, right? It's like, oh, you degraded me as a feminine, and I had the power all along. This is the whole story of humanity's problem. And solution. This is the solution energy. Now, Venus square Pluto, Mars square with Jupiter. New age, this new energy, brink of the matrix and pushing us through to make that leap into establishing the 5D energies in our life every moment through this life force. And so Mars is in a trine with Jupiter, and beautiful air trine, and then Venus in Aries in a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius. And so these, when you have squares and sextiles and trines, you know, you got the tension and you got the harmonization. The way is made for you. It doesn't mean that it's absolutely clear, especially with Neptune involved, but it's there. There's a slit. And it's like that break in the matrix. And once you see through, you know, that to that green, we want to. How many times couldn't see the truth? I wish that I wasn't awake, you know, because this is so painful to be the only one awake in a room of sleeping people. But that's a problem. Like once you get it, you can't, you know, once you see the truth in, say, your narcissistic relationship, you can't unsee it. And this is where we've been stuck. But now the slit is getting big enough that we can really step through and support each other. And we're, go together, step through to the other side, break on through this astrology. And the other thing, so that's sweet with our feminine planet, our masculine planet. They're both in the tension of their core issues and yet supported by Jupiter in a sweet way. And then Mercury, Chiron in Aries, our deepest wounds over releasing our life force to the dark side and playing these games. And then, Mercury is all about, especially after retrograde in Aquarius, it's about a perspective, a shift of perspective. Mercury rules mutable signs, and it's about the mind and how we see things, how we understand, right? And this is Mercury coming face to face with where we all played the game and gave up our precious power. And it's almost like Mercury, the mind, bowing down to Chiron in Aries with all this Aries energy, and the mind giving up, not giving up, but giving up the constructs, the stories, right? It's like a surrender. That's definitely in the Mars square Neptune, because there's this dissolving of the ego, a surrender. Mars's ego, power, sense of self, strength of self. Neptune's like, and dissolves everything. And so as we are being asked to dissolve all that old, but then step in the power of who we really are. And so incredibly powerful. And then we've got this backdrop of Saturn in Aquarius in trine to the North Node. And it's almost like I can see Saturn and kind of pulling the strings on this Aquarian energy, trying to wake us up into new possibilities. And this is saying that, Saturn trine the North Node in Gemini, it's about expression and truth and leadership and overcoming the duality consciousness. And so it's harmonized. The way forward is harmonized through truth, voice, expression, leadership. So ideas, Gemini's like the brand, it's like we need a new brand. Humanity needs to rebrand to the I am, It's a good time to rebrand your life, your personal brand, your vision, mission, values. It's a good time to redo that in accordance to these precious gifts and skills you have and where you want to put that energy, this life force energy. You're being invited to finally come back into to expression again. And yet that's not even going to be satisfying to you, supernova soul. You're looking for full expression of the gifts of who you are, the abundance. And that's what's unfolding through this astrology. So new moon is on Sunday, the 11th, 12th in the world, but I'm going to do the activation on the 10th. This is right when the moon moves over into Aries. The new moon doesn't happen until 22 degrees Aries, 25 minutes. Powerful numbers there about building a new world and getting on with it. And so when the moon moves over into Aries on the 10th, when the activation is happening, that's going to activate this whole stellium. Because we've already got Mercury's at 9 degrees this weekend, Chiron 9 degrees, Aries. The sun is at 19, moving into this new moon right now. And then Venus is at 24, not too far from this new moon, still within 2 degrees. So everybody's playing together here to try to get us over this hump. And when the moon joins and goes over all these planets and then the new moon, it's going to be kind of like a boom, 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 little chimes going off and inviting us to break on through, use the fire power that we have inside of us and reach out above the firmament and the matrix and grab a hold of these cosmic energies that are trying to support us in this fantastic spiritual awakening and rewrite the story, right? Let's let this be an exciting, fantastic opportunity for full expression and co-creation rather than The dark, scary sinking ship movie. Um, so I hope you can consider joining me for this new moon. Now, since I'm doing it before, it's before the new moon, there's lots of opportunity if you can't make it in your time zone to catch the replay. And the replay is available at the very same link as sign up. You just go right in and it's available right after the event. So as soon as you're ready, you can go catch that energy. We're working outside of time. So if you are joining the activation, your energy is present. You're going to get your questions answered. You're going to be a part of the experience because I'm just listening to you guys and bringing through the images, the support, the guided meditation that can support us as supernova souls. And so bring your energy, come on board the light ship. Let's do this. And that's going to be Saturday, tomorrow, April 10th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time in the US. So maybe you can join or catch the replay for that activation. If you can't, just your energy at the exact time of the new moon in your time zone, that would be really fun for us to hold our consciousness in that I am. Wait, am I? How can I am more? How can I honor and recognize this God consciousness inside of me and start living and breathing that truth more and more? It's going against the grain, but you've always gone against the grain. Big deal. And there's so many of us on the planet. Just don't forget that. And that's the power of these activations, is remembering you're working as a group, even if you don't have those people around you. But it's time to break through. Breaking out through to the other side is breaking out through all of our blocks, all of our contracts, everything that's kept us from having what we need to have this fulfilled experience on earth. It's time for this. It's time for us to reap the reward and break on through to the other side together. So, I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a beautiful weekend, and be present with this Aries energy as this opportunity to claim back that powerful, vital force in your body and in your life. And so, thanks so much for being with me, and thanks for being on the planet, making it through all you made it through. And we'll see what lies ahead on the other side together. So, we'll see you then. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.